This video is brought to you by Flower Magazine. See the description of this video to subscribe now and receive 6 copies each year for more beautiful interior design, flowers, and gardens.
I really think most people use their back door more than they use their front door, and it's really an important space. I'm Bunny Williams, and I'm really thrilled to be a part of the Flower Showhouse. Kyle Marshall, who is my associate, and I chose to do the back door, the mudroom. I know in my house in the country, everybody comes in the back door. So I want them to be really beautiful, and I want to think about what you need and what's practical, because it has to be a practical space as well as beautiful. One of the things that we did on the back porch is we hung a mirror, and I always think that's great because you can come either coming or going, you can see how you look. And I think that's very important. Everybody looks in a mirror when they come in and out of the house. So we have a wonderful antique coat rack. You can take your jacket off, put it on, just put it there casually, but it keeps it neat. There's an antique bench to sit down, take your shoes off, your boots. The floor is stone. It needs to be practical. You need to be able to mop it up because that's the space that really gets used. In the hall, a twig console table and a wonderful mirror that we had designed. The artwork is some from my own collection of herbariums that I have, some contemporary pictures, and some from the pieces that Ballard does, reproductions of things. It's a mixture. I think all spaces should be a mixture. You want something old, something new, different textures make a space more interesting. The walls in the larger room are a wallpaper that I've designed for Lee Joffa that's launching, I think, in the spring. And it's a tapestry. It's based on a sort of tapestry. And that's the wallpaper of that space, which just gives you an instant kind of garden feel. Off of that room is the flower arranging room, which could be a pantry. But I know in my house, I bring pots in, flowers in. I can come in the back door, I can pot up something to put in the house, I can do flowers there, and it's filled with containers and things, a lot from Ballard that are available, but it's a really, really practical space. If you don't have a garden, you could also wash your dogs in the sink, which is very, very important place. The wallpapers in the room are from Thibaut, which are wonderful, hand-blocked on straw. And I think wallpapers just give you a great texture on the walls and can make sheetrock walls look really, really special. The starting color really for the whole space, I have to say, was my wallpaper, the wallpaper we designed. I loved it so much. They special printed it because it's really not in production yet. And that was where, it was from that wallpaper that I got the blue color. And I actually love blue cabinets. I love painting. Cabinets don't have to be white. They can be a really wonderful color. The color should be on the softest side, not too electric because you'll get tired of it. But that blue I think is particularly, it's rich, but it's not too electric. It's kind of hard to have the ideal flower container, but I will tell you, the one thing I probably use the most are pitchers. And the reason I use a pitcher is that it has a narrow neck, and then it has a wider bottom. So it holds a lot of water, and it allows for you to tilt the flowers. You can put the flowers in at an angle. So if I'm in a hurry, I can do a flower arrangement in a pitcher. New, old, doesn't make any difference. But you want something that has the narrow neck and a wider bottom. It really makes it very easy to do a flower arrangement. And what's interesting, I think that people that have a house, some people say, well, I don't have a garden. But if you plant flowering shrubs, if you plant things that are outside, you can make a flower arrangement without having, you know, a flower bed by just cutting greens, cutting things that are in your yard. They can make a wonderful, just a green arrangement, but it just gives a room life, I think, to have something fresh in it. In the flower room, there's this wonderful, wonderful pewter countertop, which, first of all, it's absolutely beautiful, completely practical. I actually wish I could replace my entire kitchen with it because it's so beautiful, and it sounds good. Where marble, you can break something very easily, but the pewter has a softer finish, so it really makes a beautiful, beautiful countertop. In the main room, there's a wonderful light fixture that I designed for curry. And one thing I like about lighting, particularly for a ceiling light, is I really don't like to see light bulbs. I like something that gives you the light, but it's not necessarily a chandelier where you have to look up at light bulbs. And that was one that we designed because it's got a beautiful glass bottom and rimmed edges. It's a little modern, but it's also traditional, so it seems to work to me in almost any space. What I love about show houses is you come in and you always see something new. You always get an idea. As much as I've seen in my whole life, and as many times as I've been around, there isn't a time that I don't come in a show house and see something I haven't seen before. For instance, today I came in and Barry Dixon's room has these wonderful metal pedestals that I didn't know he was making. Can't wait to order some for my conservatory for my plants. So it's so interesting because designers really do go all out to use something unique, to be at the top of their game. And everybody, if you take your notepad out and write down, you're going to find new sources and new things that you haven't seen. And that's what I think is the real beauty and the excitement of a show house.